Hey, good morning, Eastern Oregon, and welcome to this April 1st, April Fool's Day version of AM Live on EOA. Your connection to Eastern Oregon. Don't forget that all of our stuff is available at EOA.network. If you type that in the browser bar, it will take you to a link tree where you can find a list of all of the places where our content is available.
Well, yeah, a lot of different places.
Yeah.
Spotify, Roku,
Yeah.
YouTube.
And this morning it's you and me, man.
Yeah, no guests today. April Fool's Day.
April Fools!
There is one good thing. My Padres are 5-0. It's the last time we started a season even 4-0 was 1984, and we went to the World Series that year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think about that dust up with the Yankees changing the bats and?
It's 100%. People
No,
are
it is
making a
totally
big deal
legal.
about it.
Yeah, no, it's
not.
legal, but it's like
It's not worth getting excited over. It's 100% legal. It's like I think people have tried it before. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's not a new concept having the bulk of the wood in the middle of the bat like
Right.
that of the barrel. But I mean, It might have a little bit to do with how well they're playing, but they have a lot of really good players on the Yankees.
So-
that's the thing.
so. But the place where when you're batting, isn't that where you normally hit the ball anyhow, or is it a little bit lower than where most hitters hit?
No, where they made the barrel wider,
Yeah.
more is right on the sweet spot.
Okay.
Is what it's called.
So why wouldn't they have done that like a
But
long?
they have tried it before.
No, I saw a thing that
It
didn't yield that.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think you'll see that it really pans out again. I mean, I think it's just
Just a fluke that.
I mean, they might be hitting a little better because of it, but not enough to like change the world. You're not going to see every kid with bats that look like whatever
They called it a
torpedo.
torpedo.
Bats,
Yeah, I was watching the news last night and they had a story, and they were at the manufacturer of the bats, and it was pretty cool. They had a lathe that carved it, in like 1 second. It spit out a.
Pretty much all Major League Baseball players have bats that are made just to
For
their
them?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As long as it's within the legal.
as long as it's within the length and the weight requirements, and the substance. You can't have, obviously you can't cork it, you can't
Right.
put composite in
Right.
it, but as long as you're within the parameters of that,
Right.
I mean, there's guys that have axe handles for bats. You
Oh,
know that?
really?
Yeah, because it keeps your hand getting through
Right.
better. It's an
Yeah.
actual axe handle instead of a round handle.
Yeah.
It's an axe handle.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of guys use that
because
kind
it's
of
like
bats.
oval shaped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it makes your hands get through, get turned over. easier.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's wild, man. But there's some guys have a cup in the end of the bat, some don't. Some guys have tapered
cup?
knobs, like the end of the bat has a cup cut out of it to
Okay.
lighten it up right there just a little bit. Or some guys will have knobs that are completely knobbed, or some that are tapered. It just depends on the feel. Some guys use a bat grip. Some guys don't. Some guys tape it. Some guys use pine tar. You know what I mean? They're just
Yeah.
baseball's weird when it comes to that kind of stuff. It's all about, and a lot of it's like superstitious things. Like I have to get,
Yeah.
like
You had a good-
pine tar right here on my bat, or otherwise I'm not gonna hit the ball. Like
Yeah,
it
because you had a
matters.
good night one night with
Yeah,
it that way.
yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, so I'm never taking these underwear off again until I get out, or you know what I mean. It's like, and baseball's a very superstitious game, so I'm sure that the Yankees those guys are going to be using those torpedo bats for a while just because of the day that they had. You know what I mean? Like,
So I wonder if we'll have other teams though.
yeah, there already have been. There's
There-
been guys that have already switched over to
Yeah.
torpedo bats on other teams. Yeah,
Huh.
but it's not the first time. Trust
Right.
me. I mean, they've tried this.
Well,
numerous
and that's what
times.
the manufacturer said.
Yeah, it's
he
not
said
like it's
yeah,
a
we
new
made these
concept.
before.
Yeah, it's not a new concept. It's just, it's the hype right now. You know? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, baseball. It's so interesting. It means we have sports on TV every day, almost every day for like the next 7 months.
Really? Oh yeah, I guess so. Because
Yeah. There's
there's
only a couple days where they don't play
so
baseball.
each team has 160 games or something like that.
162.
Yeah, and so that's a lot. That's a lot of games out
Baseball
there.
season goes all the way through October.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long season,
Wow.
and there's only a couple days where they don't play. The day after the All-Star break,
Huh.
and then I think there's maybe one other day, but then it's 7 days a week. There's a game on somewhere.
Man, can you imagine the scheduling? That scheduling person.
Can you imagine? For the team?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to do all those matchups with how many baseball teams are there?
There's like 30, I think. Or
Yeah,
32.
I mean, yeah, all that.
Yeah. Can you imagine the person that's in charge of scheduling all the team's activities, like the baseball operations person, for making sure everybody's fed, making sure the staff have everything done, uniform, everything from the right stuff in the dugout for your guys, whether it be seeds or whatever, to the massage therapist being there at the right time for 7 months for 50 dudes.
Yeah. No, when we went to that Wyoming BSU game, that was the first time I mean, that's when it finally clicked. There's because Wyoming brought like 140 people or something like that.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
How big of a scale it is.
Right. Just the sheer getting them there, all of that stuff you
Wyoming
said.
is little D1 football.
Right.
Like go spend a day with like Oregon or Ohio State.
Yeah.
Just oh man, could you imagine the money? How much money is involved in that? It's so crazy. All that stuff's paid for, the travel, everything. Plus, 80% of those guys are paid. You know what I mean? They're staff.
Right.
So I mean, I wonder what a weekend costs for like one of them big D1 football schools.
It would be that'd be scary.
Millions of dollars.
Yeah.
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 I can't even fathom it. Well, I mean, I can kind of fathom it because I know pretty much what goes into it, but it's crazy the amount of money that's spent on. But it also makes a lot of money. These schools make a ton of money off of football.
Yeah.
A ton. That's why the players argued for so long about getting paid.
Right.
Because the schools, Reggie Bush was the perfect example. He won a Heisman and arguably the best college running back ever. I mean, I'd put him, Barry Sanders, right together. He was a triple threat, kick returner, punt returner, running back, did everything. And he's the one who got the Heisman taken away, and they recently just gave it back to him from USC.
Okay.
For taking money. Well, here's the thing. Just in his jersey sales alone, which didn't have his name on the back, just his number, the school made like some millions and millions of dollars just from his jersey.
Wow.
And he never got a penny of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's not that, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, that's where I kind of lean towards, like, if you're going to put your body on the line and play a sport that's as violent as football, you may as well get paid for it, I think. I mean, because what if you get hurt and you can't play at the level where you're supposed to get paid?
And I don't, I don't disagree with that. My only thing is like, it's not really, it's really, you're turning college into pro sports.
100%. And we've lost we've lost college football.
It's not amateur football anymore.
It's not near as exciting. That's why I like NAIA, because they're playing for the love of the game.
Right.
They aren't playing because they're getting anything out of it, really. I mean, I guess you get to be big man on campus up at EOU and walk around like I'm a football player, but they aren't getting like driving a Benz.
Right. know? Yeah. It changes the whole motivation for why you play the game.
100%.
Not that the guys that are getting paid aren't passionate about playing.
Oh no, they are.
Yeah. But it just it changes the spirit of the game.
100%.
Yeah.
It does. More goes into a game that you're playing just because you love it than a game that you're getting paid for. Well, I wouldn't say more. I would say different because when you're getting paid for it, it's a job. Well, and I would say here it's a job too at small schools, just for the simple fact that a lot of these guys do get some of their scholarship, out of it.
Right.
And so I mean, the time that goes into it is like a full-time job for sure. And so you have to almost treat it like that at every level. But at the level where you're getting paid for it, it is a job. I mean, you're getting paid to go out there. So you have to cover every, aspect of what your lifestyle, your diet, everything
Right.
is encompassed. And it's one of the only jobs that's like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of jobs you can go to work and leave, and
Right.
you're not at work when you're at work.
Yeah.
Pro athletes, they're working all the time.
Yeah.
Because their lives are scrutinized. You know what I mean? You can't do something on the side and
Right.
work not find out about it.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, hey, you want to do sports?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Wait, no, let me give a couple
yeah.
April Fool's Day jokes first.
Okay.
Why is April Fool's Day an egg's favorite holiday?
Eggs. I have no idea.
They love practical yolks.
Practical yoke.
Why are folks born on March 31st the best people to prank?
Why?
They were literally born yesterday. I love both of those. All right, let's do sports. AM Sports Report brought to you by Hobby Habit in LeGrand. Driving a sand car is an adrenaline-fueled thrill ride like nothing else on earth. Outfitted with 1,000 plus horsepower engines and long travel suspension systems, sand cars can top 150 miles per hour and wheelie with just a blip of the throttle. The new Traxxas Pro Scale sand car is a 55 mile an hour replica purpose-built to deliver the same raw excitement and thrill of driving the full-size Funko in dramatic X-Series scale. Pre-order yours today at Hobby Habit. Man, I'm going to tell you a little bit about something that happened this Friday night at Hobby Habit. If you'll put up that next picture. Somebody broke out the front window again at Hobby Habit. And so if you recognize this next person in the photo, I know it's not great. You can't really see it, but maybe clothes or whatever. Contact the authorities. Hobby Habit, just for the fun of it. LHS softball is a perfect 8-0 to start the season. They are off until Saturday when they head to Fruitland for a non-league double dip. Their GOL season opens on Tuesday the 8th versus Baker right here in LeGrand at 2 and 4 p.m. LHS baseball had kind of a rough Arizona trip over spring break. While they won the first game, they dropped the next 3 to move to 1 and 4 on the year. They host College Place tomorrow at 4 p.m. down at Optimist. Their GOL schedule opens up next week versus Baker as well, with home games on the 8th at 2 and 4. I don't think since I've been back the baseball teams ever started 1 and 4. So there's a little bit of concern there, but they are, out-of-state teams that we were playing over spring break. So we'll see how things go once we get into the long haul of the season. EOU Track and Field sent their multis to Pacific this weekend. Adrian Washington dominated the heptathlon for the women on her way to winning her second CCC Field Athlete of the Week award. She scored 4,683 points, which was not only good enough to win the Boxer Open, but it was also the highest score in the NAIA so far this year. And the crazy thing about Adrian is she's a volleyball player that already graduated. She transferred here. She played 2 years of volleyball at EOU, already graduated, came back for grad school, and signed up and started doing track, which is crazy. EOU baseball had a rough weekend, getting swept by Bushnell in Eugene. They are 5-16 in the CCC, which is not bad for EOU. I know 5-16 sounds bad, but this team is a lot better than any team we've had since baseball was brought back. They go to Klamath Falls this weekend for 4 games with the Owls. EOU softball continued to roll, winning all 4 against University of Providence and Helena this weekend, extending their CCC high 15-game winning streak. Yeah, I said 15. They're in first place in the CCC, the toughest conference in the country. It has the number 1 team and the number 2 team in the country, and EOU has beat one of them twice and is in first place ahead of both of them, which is awesome. They're 14-1 in the conference. They head to Caldwell this weekend for a 4-gamer with the Yotes, which is going to be a tough game. It's always a tough game. The Yotes are top 25. They were actually picked by the coaches to finish ahead of EOU. It's crazy. This is that story where the coaches in the CCC say that College of Idaho is going to finish in front of EOU in the conference, and then the national polls come out and EOU's ahead of College of Idaho where they should be. They're a better team. It's crazy. Sometimes I don't get what this conference does, but it is what it is. That's all I got. AM Sports Report brought to you by Hobby Habit in LeGrand, just for the fun of it.
All right. Hey, thank you guys for your comments.
Morning, TJ.
Yep.
Bud says there should be money for fans who go out and spend every game. Yeah. Yeah, bats don't break like they used to, but I remember my freshman year in college. Okay, so for high school baseball, it's always been drop 5. I think it's drop 3 now, which means a 3-ounce difference than length. So my freshman year in college, they changed the college rules, and they went from drop 5 to drop 3. So if you had a bat that was 33 inches, you were allowed to have a bat that was 28 ounces. Well, they changed that to lessen the amount of injuries because the ball was getting hit so hard to drop 3, which made you had to have a heavier bat, right? So a 33, the minimum amount of ounces you could have is 30. Well, when I got to school my freshman year, they didn't have any metal bats yet that were made drop 3. So all these guys were using wood bats because they were already drop 3. And I broke so many bats pitching my freshman year of guys because I throw my ball, I can make the ball run in on a right-handed hitter, and it just gets on the hands, and there goes their bats. And people get pissed because a good wood bat's not cheap. And so, yeah, bats break pretty fun. And I actually I've only ever seen it once. It happens a lot more now, but back in the days, we weren't using all these composite 2-piece expensive metal bats. But I saw a metal bat actually break in half, and it wasn't a 2-piece. It was crazy. Barry Schinzel on my high school baseball team hit a ball in batting practice, and the bat just snapped in half.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it wasn't a composite or a 2-piece either. It was just straight up alloy, and it snapped right in half. We were all just like,
what?
Yeah. I watched these guys on YouTube called Bat Bros. They're from the kid's from Bend. He's a pro. He played I think he plays like AAA or AA. Yeah. And they test all these different bats. I'm kind of addicted to it. And all they do is go to different ballparks, test balls, bats to see what bat is the hottest, what bat lasts the longest, and it's pretty fun actually. But nowadays the bats are crazy. The exit velo on some of these, which is exit velocity, on some of these composite bats, and this isn't even a major league guy. You're getting up above 120, which is 120 miles an hour coming off the bat.
Wow.
Whew.
Why does an alloy bat, why does it perform better in that manner than a wood bat? Yeah. A metal bat.
Oh, just the bounciness of it.
Yeah, it's just harder.
It's harder, and and it go like those bats. They go like this. So the ball hits the front, and it goes whoop, whoop. You know what I mean? Naturally.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of
got
a
not
double
solid.
smack.
Yeah, they're
it's
not
got
solid.
a little bit of a rubber band effect.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like if you're bouncing on a trampoline.
Yeah.
And you launch somebody. Okay.
Yeah. And wood bats are solid. You know what I mean? They're just
they don't
solid. They do a little bit, but not like.
Yeah.
Not like metal. I remember when they had triple wall bats back in the day, softball, and they were literally killing people with these things. Triple wall.
Oh.
So it was like 3 walls inside the bat, and it goes dink, 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 dink. You know what I mean? And it just was causing, third baseman got killed. A few of them in softball.
Really?
Yeah.
Just coming back so fast.
Yeah. So they've done a lot of work with the hardness of baseballs and softballs. They've made them a little softer, so they're not coming off the bat as hot. But 120 coming off a bat is pretty hot.
Wow.
I mean, you see guys get hit by a ball going 120 miles an hour in the head, and it's not pretty. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Yeah. Bud said he saw a guy bend a metal bat in softball. Yeah. I've seen that a few times, or dent it, full on dent. But nowadays, these softball bats, you can only use them in certain degree temperatures. Otherwise, you take a chance at breaking them. And
oh, really?
Yeah. And one of the things is you have to really break in a bat. They don't come broke in. You know what I mean? And one of the things with composites is you want to get it to kind of fracture a little bit. It makes it a better bat. I don't know exactly why, but it's like they call it spider webbing, and you want your bat to spider web a little. It's weird.
And you warm it up just by hitting balls? I mean,
No, I mean you just don't hit with it when it's really cold outside, or you could break it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, like these softball girls.
But what do you do to break a bat in?
You hit.
You just
you hit. You gotta hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wood bats are very much like that, which is crazy because a wood bat breaks eventually. You know what I mean? Or you could break it the first swing. So you got to break in a wood bat too. You don't want to just grab it out the. You got to break in every bat. It's like a glove. Like you got to get it, kind of. You know, I don't know how to explain it, but it makes it a little whippier. It makes it a little. You don't want to just grab a bat fresh out the.
But if you had a bat that you really liked that you'd hit a lot of balls with or whatever, you'd kind of grieve when it broke.
Oh yeah, you'd be pissed. yeah. Like if you hit like that bat that Aaron Judge hit 3 home runs with on opening day, I bet you he's still using that. He's gonna use that until that thing is a splinter.
Yeah, and even then he'll keep it. Be like, yeah, that's that bat.
Yeah,
that served me well. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, hey, let's look outside real quick. There's where the roads are. They're all bare, which is understandable.
They better be. Well, look at the snow on the mountain, though.
Yeah, no, there was it was dusted up this morning. So
I'm not a fan of that. It's April.
Yep.
It doesn't say April snow brings May flowers. It says April showers.
No, but what it said was like March is in like a lamb and out like a lion. That's what Tanya reminded me yesterday. Look how dirty that lens is. Just we see it when the sun is lined up perfectly like that.
I would just think it was the sun. I wouldn't even know that it was dirty, really.
Yeah.
That's water stains, isn't it?
Yeah, and dust probably.
Yeah.
I just know that it would take a boom truck to clean it up normally. So.
Oh, what? Is it up high?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've never even looked at it.
Yeah, I mean it's probably 25 feet up to that.
On a pole or what?
No, it's just on the edge of the turret. It's on the eave of the turret up there.
Oh.
Yeah. So, all right, well, let's look at the graphic, Benny. So 49 today, 32 tonight, and that kind of looks like how it's going to be next couple of days. Looks like it's going to warm up over the weekend. 62.
No real moisture coming, though. So we probably will get those games in tomorrow and Friday, which is good.
Yeah.
I haven't got to watch the high school baseball team play yet, so I'm kind of excited for that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, cool. Well, hey, so I have a couple of April Fool's jokes. So it's like not jokes, it's just trivia. It's like, so in 2017, the movie director Paul Feig says he was rebooting with an all-female cast, which ended up being a funny April Fool's prank, and it was the movie Back to the Future. Imagine that with an all-female cast.
It would be different.
It would be different, yeah.
Because it's predominantly males in that movie.
Yeah. So 2017, what brand tricked people by saying it was releasing a coffee-flavored creamer?
A coffee-flavored creamer?
Yeah, Coffee Mate.
Well, I was going to say it has to be a creamer company,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But that would be a funny joke.
Coffee-flavored creamer.
Yeah, it's like, rather than hazelnut, we're just going to give it a coffee flavor.
Yeah, and the only thing you use creamer in is coffee, really.
Yeah.
Some people drink it, though. I know a couple people that just drink coffee creamer. It's weird. Like a dessert, almost.
Yeah. So, as a prank, what flavor of toothpaste did Burger King claim they launched?
Pickle, maybe?
Whopper.
Or Whopper. I worked at Burger King in high school, and we used to pull pranks all the time there.
Yeah.
All the time. Like, one time a cop came through, I can't remember who it was, but he asked for extra pickles, and I got fired for it and then rehired. I gave him extra pickles, BC. I gave him enough pickles to last him a week.
You put as many pickles.
Dude, I put half the bucket on there. and he comes back, and Waltrip was pissed. He fired me, and then, like, a couple days later, he's like, come back. Like, you're not fired. We used to do all kinds of stuff though. Like I would make this thing called the God Whopper. There was this kid that was a couple years younger than me, and he'd always ride his bike to R.D. Mac to fish because he used to be able to fish those ponds back there at R.D. Mac. And he would stop and get a 99-cent Whopper on Sundays when he was going to fish. Well, of course, me being me, I'm like, well, I'm going to hook you up. He's a big dude. And I was like, you want me to hook you up? And he was like, yeah. I put every single thing we had in there. Fish patty, chicken, grilled chicken tenders, bacon, everything that we had on one burger for 99 cents. It was literally about that big. And we started calling it the God Whopper. So he'd come in on Sundays and he's like, you think I could get a God Whopper? I'm like, I got you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's probably $5 worth of product on that.
At least. At least.
On that 99 center, yeah.
Yeah, we took some Whoppers home one time, uncooked, and barbecued them at home.
Were they good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
So the grilled taste of barbecue Whoppers is part of that mixed into the meat, or does it really come from the grill?
All the cooker. Yeah, it's a broiler is
Right.
what they use, a char broiler, and it's it's on a belt,
right?
A metal belt, and these broilers are really hot, and it cooks it really fast, and yeah, it's all the broiler. It's not. There's no. I mean, they just tasted like barbecue burgers at home.
Yeah.
But I think Burger King might have the best meat. I think out of all the fast food places, unless we're counting like Burgerville as fast food, then I would go Burgerville. But
yeah,
meat wise, Burger King.
Well, and I mean, I did always like that char broil taste. Yeah.
All the rest of them just taste like McDonald's is like super salty and weird tasting, and Wendy's is okay. Wendy's is not bad, but
yeah.
we don't have. We used to have 2 Burger Kings in this town. Now we don't have even
Right.
one. It's ridiculous.
But we are getting a Pizza Hut.
Yeah. I don't like their crust. We talked about that.
Right.
I'm not a Pizza Hut. I don't like that crispy, like greasy.
Yeah, and I do. I've always liked the deep dish.
I like Domino's deep dish pizza, and I mean, I'm not a huge Domino's fan because I don't like their crust either. But I do like the deep dish because it's like kind of crispy on the outside and it's not too greasy. Like Domino's crust is like their little bread bites, you know. They have like that oil. They use that oil brush on the crust. Right. I do not like that. I want just dry, kind of crispy. You know what I mean? Like I that's why I like thin crust too. Like I like thin. The only problem is you have to eat a whole thin crust pizza to get full.
Well, and that's my thing. The thing I don't like is the lack of toppings. I mean, over the years, people have they've done less and less.
They've done that with everything. Huh?
Yeah, because that's where that's the cost.
Yep. Instead of making it more expensive, which they've done that too, but they can cut the cost and make more profit.
Yeah, and it's amazing the number of people, different packages. I mean, whether that's graham crackers have done that, and ice cream. They keep the price the same, but they just make the container a little bigger. The graham crackers themselves are smaller than they used to be, and it's like, I mean, I understand that, but
I love the videos where people on like TikTok or whatever, they'll go to like Starbucks and they'll order one size of each, and it's all got the same amount of stuff.
Well,
in
when
it.
I keep wondering if that's credible or not.
I think it is. Bud said we need to check Cody for a criminal confession. Oh yeah. Well, then Cody would have to do the same, and I'll be a citizen's arrest.
Yeah, Cody's got stories, man.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, those were the good days though. Working at Burger King, that was a fun time.
I don't think I was aware of April Fool's Day until my dad played jokes on us. And he would do. I mean, on April, he would always find something like, "Hey, you don't have to go to school today." It's like, You're kidding. You
Yep.
know, he's like, yep, I am kidding. April Fools. Oh, Dad. You know, like, wait a minute. You can just lie straight out on April Fool's Day.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah. No. Oh, here's another one. It's like, what did Wayfair name their fake smart sofa they marketed on April Fool's Day?
No clue.
Sophia. all of these artificial voices, you know, Sophia, Alexa.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the Apple one? Anyhow.
I don't use Apple, so I always forget.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Yeah, I can't even think of it, and it's a really popular name. Not Alexa.
Yeah.
Siri.
Yeah. That's not an A, but it's
Siri. Yeah. That was Brody McMillan, his cousin, Maddie Mack, who's on the track team now. That was the person that was Siri Samsung.
Oh, yeah.
Facebook profile that was talking to me out during a football game. That was her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Siri Samsung is like going to be a real person with no profile picture.
Right.
Like, come on.
Yeah. And we run across those every once in a while. It'd be like, no, this is a fake profile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're good. Let's wrap it up, man.
Yeah, let's
Hope
get
you
out
guys
of here.
have a good April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
Find some clever thing to pull on somebody that you love.
Yep. On this day, April 1st, 1853, Cincinnati, Ohio becomes the first U.S. city to employ full-time professional firefighters. On this day in 1905, SOS is first adopted as the Morse distress signal by the German government. So they were the first ones to ever use SOS as their national distress signal. 1929, Louis Marx introduces the yo-yo on this day. 1945, the Battle of Okinawa. U.S. ground forces invade Okinawa during World War II, which is the largest amphibious assault in the Pacific Theater. 2013 on this day, the world's first smelling TV screen is unveiled in Japan. Could you imagine that? Like you're sitting there watching a Burger King commercial and you could smell a burger? That would creep me out. That ain't right. No. 2019, on this day, U.S. online sales overtake retail sales for the first time ever. On this day, the #1 movie in America in 1995, Tommy Boy with Chris Farley. That's such a good movie. Anything with Chris Farley in it is just so good. And then the quote of the day, a little April Fool's Day quote. Happy April Fools. Brace yourself for 24 hours of questioning everything. One more time. Happy April Fools. Brace yourself for 24 hours of questioning everything.
True that.
Yeah. Yeah. I was already on Benny this morning.
Yeah,
like,
it's you never know when you're going to get tricked,
Yep,
right?
yep.
So, all right. Hey, thank you guys for watching our content. We appreciate it. Yep.
See you on Thursday.
All right.